So you want to know what Navy Reserve's deployment is like, right? Well, let's get something clear first. It's not called a deployment in the Navy Reserves, but a mobilization. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 facts about Navy Reserves mobilizations that I think is pretty important for you to know, okay? So before we jump into this video, my name is Shaniqua Dupree. I am your Navy transition coach, and I'm here to help you to transition and navigate life both in and out of the Navy. A lot of the people that watch my videos are people who are interested in the Navy Reserves, right? And so a lot of my content is around that, but I do want to say, make sure you tap into my community tab because I ask a lot of questions there, see what you guys actually like to watch so I can make, more videos like that. But like I mentioned before, there are 5 things that I want to share with you that specifically points out some characteristics about deployments or mobilizations, okay? So before we even get into those 5 things, I really want to help you to get clear on what a Navy Reserve or just a mobilization is, okay? According to the DoD, a mobilization provides for strategic and tactical airlift and sea lift capability to deploy combat forces and material and contingencies. The MOB program funds an adequate inventory of immediately available supplies and equipment stationed both afloat and on land to sustain the operating forces for lengths of time and levels of conflict outlined in the National Military Strategy. Now, I wanted to read that to you because as I talk about these 5 different facts, you're going to be like, oh, okay, well, that kind of makes sense. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to mention is your mobilization is definitely determined by the location. So your specific MOB experience is not going to be the same as everybody else's. Not necessarily. But so the location can be on ships. It can be on land. It can be overseas. It can be local in the United States. It all depends on a variety of different factors. A couple of those factors are whether it's a unit that's mobbing, like the unit that you're in for the Navy Reserves. It could be an individual mobilization, whether that individual mobilization is voluntary or involuntary. Like it varies, right? And so speaking of locations, I asked a lot of reservists what their mobilization experiences was like, and it was all over the place. Like, to be honest, so on the active duty side, a deployment is usually when I want to say it right, when your ship, we're going to speak in ship terms, when your ship leaves their primary home, their main station, and goes out and do stuff in the world, right? They're gone, literally gone, and they won't be back for maybe 9 months, 6 to 9, I'm gonna say 6 months to a year. Depends on the ship and a whole bunch of other things. So that's what it's like on active duty. In the reserves, you can literally do anything and go anywhere. It's all dependent on, like it said, the National Military Strategy, okay? So some locations that people said that they went to was Gitmo. I'm pretty sure that stands for Guantanamo Bay, Yemen. And I do want to say this is like from all types of reservists, people who are retired, people who just came in. Like, this is a whole lot of different people's experiences. So we got Gitmo, we have Yemen, we have Djibouti, Afghanistan, Gulfport, Mississippi, Japan, different types of naval ships, New York during COVID, South Korea, California, Norfolk, Iraq, Bahrain, Kuwait, like literally anywhere that the military can go. I really believe a Navy sailor can be mobilized there. I hope that makes sense so far. But another factor or fact that I want you guys to understand is it also depends on your rate and your rank, okay? It also depends on your rate and your rank as to where you would go or how your experience will actually be. So for example, an HM, a corpsman, she said that she was, I think she said that she went to Gitmo and she worked at a naval medical facility, and it was a 12-hour shift, right? And sorry, you guys, I'm definitely at a restaurant recording this, but I wanted to make sure I got it out to you. So this HM said that she did 12-hour shifts, and I think she said she was off on the weekends or whatever. She said she liked it. So, of course, everything is dependent on a bunch of factors, and you cannot leave out the factor that, or the rate and rank factor, right? That will actually determine the next thing, which is the job requirement, the things that you'll actually be doing there. So for me, for example, my unit, when I had a unit over in San Diego, California, there was a time where we had to actually prepare to mob. So some units have a mobilization schedule, right? So every 6 months, a new section within the unit will be mobilized to go and do things for about 6 to 9 months, right? So I remember when I was there that we had to prepare for the mobilization, right? I think we had to prepare by working on some of the small boats. So I am an engineman second class. So we had to prepare some small boats. We had to do some patrolling exercises. We had to put up some tents. Like it was not at all what I was thinking it was going to be, like a mobilization. I figured, I'd be going to a ship and I'd be working on a ship, mobilized there. No, that's absolutely not what we were doing. If I didn't know any better, I would think I was going to go be working with the Army, because why do I need to learn how to put up a tent? I'm supposed to be on a ship. At least that was my mindset. But then when I began to ask more Navy reservists their experiences, it all was like, there is no like specific thing that only enginemen do or only corpsmen do for the Navy. It could be anything. Okay, so the job requirements definitely vary. And then the last thing is the enjoyment level. Like, we don't get mobilized to enjoy the mobilization, but it is something that I think it's important to know. And I'm just gonna say it varies. Like, literally, I've made a post on this Facebook group. I told y'all, I'm always asking them questions because, again, I don't have all the experiences of being a Navy reservist. Like, I have not been on a mobilization yet. I was about to say deployment. I have not been mobilized yet. Lord Jesus, I don't want to be mobilized. Okay, I'm not ready. And it's not that I'm not ready in the sense of I can't do the work, but in the Navy Reserves, you chilling. You are absolutely relaxing. For the most part, doing your 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year, and you have your own life going on. When you get mobilized, you literally have to shut off everything that you have going on. You got to tell your work, hey, I'm not coming because I'm going to be with the military. Like, you have to, depending on your family situation or your living situation, you might have to put in you might have to tell your landlord that you got to pack up and move. Like, it's a lot that you have to do to prepare to go and spend half a year or the whole year with the Navy. And so, speaking of the enjoyment level, people, like, it varies. Some people said they absolutely loved it. They absolutely enjoyed it. Some people said, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, literally somebody responded and was like, we don't talk about mobilizations. But again, I didn't ask anybody their rate, their rank. I really should have, because then it would have made more sense and it would have gave me more of an opportunity to tell you guys some things that you can look forward to. I did go back and look at the responses, and the HM said that, like I said, she went to Guantanamo Bay. There was a lot of patrolling out in like Iraq, Bahrain, and all that stuff. So I would like to say that the people who do patrolling, which just means like they're patrolling the water, they're in a small boat and they're in the water and they're just making sure the waters are safe for their naval vessels or whatever the military is, protecting or is trying to protect, essentially. That's what patrolling is for, in my opinion. I do not have specific naval facts about that, but I'm just sharing that. So an MA might do some patrolling. But then again, remember I told you, even engine men were doing patrolling. So honestly, I can't even help you with telling you exactly what rates go to different places. I want to go back to this length and time piece real quick. So the length and time is a few weeks to a few months. And it could be even longer, because there were some people that said that they were mobilized for 5 years. But let me calm down, relax. They were not involuntary mobilized for 5 years. They were involuntary mobilized for 1 year, but they requested an extension up to 5 years. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know if that's a real thing for every mobilization, but I think that's pretty cool. You definitely can. Remember I said you can request to MOB, right? So if you go to ZipServe on My Navy HR, you can see, you of course have to have a CAT card and all that stuff, but you can go in there and see some mobilization opportunities. And the mobilizations even for me, we're actually going to be mobilizing at some point in time. I don't know exactly when, but at some point in time, some people in my unit is going to be mobilized, but only for maybe a week, right? And that's the whole entire unit that's going to be mobilized for about a week. So I just wanted to share that because I think it's actually really important to know that, MOBs are not a one size fit all. Like, it's literally for anybody. Okay. So really quick, if you have not already subscribed to this YouTube channel, please make sure you do so and leave me a comment down below and let me know if you have already been mobilized with the Navy before. Let us know what your experiences was like down below, or if you have any other questions, definitely let me know. But that's all I got for you guys. On the next video, I don't know, you let me know what do you want me to share on the upcoming video, and make sure you pay attention to the community tab so you know what videos are coming. And if your notifications aren't on, what you doing, friend? What you doing? So with that being said, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, y'all.